Hello and welcome back to the Orlando Adventures podcast. I'm your host Russ, and today I am joined by two more fantastic guests. I have got Adam and Bryony from the Wanderlust Walleys. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you very much.
Hello.
How are you both doing?
Yes, not too bad. Yeah. Really good so far.
Fantastic. It's good to have you both on. I've been looking forward to speaking to you both for a while, and we've been having a chat. Myself and Adam, especially, we've been having a chat on Instagram for quite a few months. And
yeah, I've been a long time.
yeah, and obviously, you know, I followed on with your most recent trip, and I'm kind of watching it on YouTube and stuff, and we'll get into that, but. It really made me want to get you on because I've been loving your content. So just to kick things off, like you're putting out such great content on your Instagram and YouTube. So a real testament to you both.
A bit of a joint effort that. So that's mostly Bryony for the Instagram.
Yeah.
And myself for YouTube.
Smashing it. So for anyone who doesn't know, who are you both? As a very brief intro to you both.
Yeah. So we're, as you said, the Wanderlust Walleys, Adam and Bryony. Due to be married in May, not too long.
Exciting.
Little doggo Willow, you might have seen at the start of the vlog series.
Yeah, on the travel day.
Yeah.
And
just kind of passionate about Disney and Orlando and everything there.
Yeah, fantastic. And I kind of touched on your Instagram and your YouTube. What are they both about? Are they just like Disney or Orlando? What is the content that you're putting out about?
It kind of originally started to vlog it for the kids that we went on holiday with as a way for them to kind of look back on it.
Your niece and nephew.
Yeah.
Well, two nieces and nephew.
So Nathan, Isabel and Esme, and then we went on the holiday with my brother and his wife. And then I kind of thought, well, we're going to have a lot of content. Why don't I just give it a go and see what actually kind of comes of it? So originally the Instagram was just meme to try and gain a bit of a following. I did all right. And then actually we're putting out some good content and
from the trip.
So it's kind of a bit of a mixture between a bit of a home series for the kids to watch back and then obviously ourselves and then something to kind of go, well, let's see what we can kind of do with it really.
Yeah, it's mainly Disney right now, Florida wise, but obviously Universal to come when the vlogs get to that point.
You're spilling all the secrets here.
And then future trips. Maybe?
Yeah, some future trips.
There's always pipeline. There's always stuff in the pipeline for trips in there. And as we all know, the moment you come back from one of these trips, you're thinking about the next one. So,
always
you were like, when can we come again?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. How long has your kind of Instagram and YouTube been going for then?
Not long.
So YouTube's probably just been a few months before we went away.
First video you uploaded at Christmas, was that right? That's when you told the kids when we were
so I did a small Disney surprise video for the kids at Christmas, and then the only thing that we did, and then the next video was the first day of the travel vlog series, so it's literally been going no time at all.
Nice.
The Instagram not too long before that, like I said, we were just building up a bit of a following from there.
Absolutely. And I suppose with regards to obviously this being like your first vlogging series, then how did you find kind of like picking the camera up in Orlando for the first time? Was it a bit daunting? Yeah,
very much. I remember practicing the intro to the first vlog and being sat downstairs, and Bryony could hear me upstairs. And I was
packing the morning of before we were flying.
So Bryony's doing the important stuff. Actually getting there.
And he was doing this clip. It must have been 30 times. He was going over and over. And I was like, what are you doing?
In the end, I just thought, I'll do it once. If it's no good, it's no good. And I'll just kind of crack on. But once we got out there, it took a kind of a day or two to kind of get used to it, but because the way I found it, because I'm looking at the camera itself, I'm not looking at what's going on around me. I don't notice if anyone's looking at me. And what's been quite funny actually, when I'm looking back at some of the videos that I'm editing, I can see people staring at me or doing something funny in the background, which obviously didn't have a clue about, but there's that many people there, there's other people doing it. It just gets easier the more the more you do it, get comfortable with it. So I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, Oh, fantastic. Is that same apply for both of you? I appreciate that Adam's normally the one holding the camera a lot of the time, isn't he?
I think I was definitely more shy at first.
Yeah, a bit more reserved at first. Bryony kind of comes into it a bit later
I was
on,
like
don't you?
cringing at myself already before I'd even watched it back.
The thing is, it's probably only you. Like, I know what it's like. You kind of like self-critique, do you? But then when you kind of watch it back and be like, it's absolutely fine. And like you're both brilliant. Like I said at the start, like you really are. You both come across really natural and like totally genuine people. So absolutely smashing it. Doing everything spot on. Did you have kind of like any inspiration, I suppose, from any other vloggers, any other kind of like Disney, Orlando kind of content creators?
But we watched Tim Tracker. I mean, Mr. Morrow, Mama's Club. And then we kind of come across, I think, the Travel Day for Roll On Holidays. Watched that. And then
we watched the whole of their series, didn't we?
Yeah, watched their series, which obviously is fantastic.
They're wonderful couple, really are.
And obviously they were on your podcast, so then I followed you on Instagram, and then kind of that's obviously how that started. But for me, it was kind of like a realization of, there's actually people in the UK that are just as passionate as I am.
Yeah.
I've cottoned on 10 years kind of too late to it all. But yeah, so now we watch quite a few like UK vloggers as opposed to the American ones.
Yeah.
People have said it in the past, you can kind of relate a little bit more because, they're there for 2 weeks as opposed to just popping in for an hour to ride one ride.
Yeah, it's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you go every few years versus, you can just pop down for the day.
Exactly that. Yeah, like we're like trying to cram everything in and make the most of your 2-week trip, whereas they can go there and do one ride in a day and they're quite happy with it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I'd be mortified. I'm like, what a waste of a day. But yeah, no, I love that. When was the first time that you went to Orlando together then as a couple?
So together was this year.
It was this year.
Yeah, so we did Disney Paris in 2021.
Yeah,
it was December 21, and then we did California in May 22.
Yeah,
nice.
And then we've done Disney together this year.
Yeah, in Florida.
Yeah, but we've done it many times before. So
definitely, I've done it 3 times in total now.
Yeah,
Florida.
And this was my 9th.
Nice. So both kind of had previous experiences of it.
Yeah,
and like having that first trip together obviously is wonderful. What kind of made you both kind of fall in love with going to Orlando, do you think then?
I know for me it was when I was a kid. I think it was the Aladdin and Lion King were out, animated movies, fell in love with them, and then you could order from the TV the Disney Planning VHS tapes.
Okay.
The tape that would come to your house, it was
Show
like,
your age now.
I am showing my age. Hopefully someone else can relate. You basically put in the tape 30-40 minutes, and it was just like, here's Disney, this is how amazing it is, check out the hotels, and I'd watch them on repeat over and over again, and I think I ordered like 2 or 3 years worth of them.
Yeah.
And then my mum was like, right, we're off, and then they fell in love with it, so we went like 4 times family. And then once obviously you get adult money and you can go yourself, you just kind of keep going, don't you? So yeah,
100%. What about for yourself, Bryony?
Yeah, I don't know. I went twice with my family when I was younger.
Yeah,
I guess because you love it so much.
Yeah,
just went again.
yeah,
amazing. Yeah, no, I love that. And I suppose, like, with regards to your trips, obviously your previous trips, then where have you typically stayed on previous trips? Like you said, you've been a couple of times, Bryony. Where did you go on those 2 trips?
So the first time it was kind of like an apartment kind of complex, so it wasn't on site.
Yeah.
We did stay at Disney, so it was Port Orleans Riverside.
Oh, fantastic.
And then the last time,
just recently,
it was a villa that we got.
Yeah. So it was in a place called Story Lake, which is 10-15 minutes from everything. Like, it's so good for Disney and Universal.
Yeah, it was really good.
But I've always stayed off site, and I suppose like yourself, it's weighing up the cost of I can stay off site and come again another time. And I quite like having a villa and all that extra room and a pool and all that kind of luxury that goes with it. So it's always been off site, but staying on site is definitely a dream.
Kind of on the priority list at some point. Yeah, I can relate on that one. Is there any kind of like typical things you both like to do outside of the parks in Orlando?
You love a bargain, don't you?
I love a bargain. Plenty of shopping.
The
I'd have
outlet.
guessed this, to be fair, from your was it like episode 2 or 3? I can't remember which one it was. The one where you were at the outlets.
Yes.
I too far. What an episode! I thought it was cracking. I really did. Like, so you're into a bit of shopping then.
Yeah, love a bit of shopping. Any of the outlets, any of the retail parks. We had a couple near where we stayed.
Yeah.
So like if we had half an hour or an hour before we went to do something else, we just pop there and have a mooch around. So we went to Ross that much. I almost had a uniform on. I was almost working there.
Yeah.
But I think we've done Old Town quite a few times.
Yeah, we did Old Town twice the last trip. We went on 2 days, didn't we?
Yeah.
I've been before.
Yeah,
We've
so I've
been
done it in the past, which is, it's a great laugh, and the car show is fantastic to see.
Discovery Cove.
Yeah, so we did Discovery Cove.
Yeah, that was
really good experience.
Yeah, can't fault that at all. Really good. And then I don't know, just kind of like driving around. There's loads of things still to do. I mean, our recent trip was 3 weeks, and it still wasn't long enough. Because if you go for a month, it's not long enough because you want to do even more. So
this is it. It's it's prioritizing stuff, isn't it? And like, you could do 3 weeks just in Disney, and you could do a 2 week trip in just Universal. And I obviously say this to a lot of guests, but you stick Epic Universe into that, and like suddenly there's a whole nother kind of like aspect to it. I appreciate it's only be 1 day at the moment, but like you put that into it, there's more days. You put something like SeaWorld, Busch Gardens, Kennedy Space Center, like there's weeks and weeks and weeks of stuff in there. So, and that's what makes it so magical, isn't it? That every time you go, different experience, different memories to be made,
and always something new as well. Like
yeah. If anyone ever is bored in Orlando, I would be like, what are you doing? Yeah. Is there any kind of like must do's for you every trip? So like every time you've been, is there something categorically we've got to do this?
I feel like you have to. Well, for me, if we're going to Disney, you have to do every single park.
Yeah.
When people just like, oh, we won't go to Animal Kingdom. I'm like, no, you have to do it.
That's me.
Looking at you.
Yeah, I feel you though. Like, yeah, I completely understand. And like with Disney, like you said, that it's the magic of all of it, isn't it? And it's like every single park has its own offerings, and it's all got its own magic to bring. And I think especially something like Magic Kingdom, I always think of like that's the classic, isn't it? Like got to do it. Is there any kind of like restaurants and stuff like that are always a must do for you, or are you pretty flexible on that kind of stuff?
I think Blaze will now be a must do.
Yeah, Blaze is definitely a must do.
First time this trip, didn't we?
I used to go to the Ponderosa quite a lot, and like it's kind of died off over time. And then just before we went away, the last remaining one closed. But that was just like childhood memories, like really cheap buffet, like get a steak, all you can kind of eat food and stuff. So that was always a must do. But yeah, I think Blaze will definitely be a must do now for sure.
So good.
Yeah, love that. And I suppose let's get into your trip a bit then, shall we? Your most recent trip. When was it you actually went then?
So we flew out 22nd of August.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, 22nd of August we flew out, and then it was for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Nice. And you did say it at the start, but who did you go with? What was your group?
Yeah, so me and Bryony, and then my brother and his wife, and then their 3 kids. So there were 7 of us in total.
Nice. And you stayed in like a villa kind of complex situation, which with that size group is lovely, isn't it? Just to have kind of your own space, but also have like a communal area for you all to like to be and like interact with each other and stuff like that. I think for that size group, in my opinion, it works better than like being in separate hotel rooms.
Oh, it was great. Yeah. So we had the pool that the kids were in all the time. We got a 5-bedroom so the kids could have their own room. And then after the first day, the 2 girls shared. So then there was a spare room, which was their like playroom. So then they just used that as their area and stuff. But it was good because, we had our own space, and like I said, we could still kind of meet up and everything as well.
Yeah, fantastic. And would you go back to the same place again? Would you recommend?
Just the location of it was like really good.
It was really convenient to like everything.
Yeah. So Story Lake, I definitely recommend. On there.
Yeah.
You did rental car as well?
Yeah. So we needed a 7-seater and obviously boot space. But trying to get one with enough boot space just wasn't going to happen. So we ended up getting the hire car, and then we had got a taxi as well for Dan and Nathan, and they took some of the cases from the airport. And then when we were coming back, I think we had 3 extra cases, if not 4 extra
We
cases.
definitely needed a taxi that day.
Yeah, so we
Is this Adam's shopping? Is it?
Whole suitcase just for your trainers, then, didn't we?
I think I got like 5 pairs of trainers on holiday, so size 12, they take up loads of room.
Yeah.
Car hire, I feel like, because obviously we're off site,
Yeah.
it's just convenient of just getting in, going doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
So one thing I will share about that, I booked it, and the policy had like a cancellation thing within 48 hours before you could go.
Yeah.
I've been checking it all the time, and I found basically the same car again with another company. It was like £800 cheaper. So just cancelled the previous one, booked it again, saved everything.
Nice.
But yeah, it's definitely worthwhile doing if you are booking car hire. See what your cancellation policy is, and just keep your eye on it all the time.
Kind of keep hunting around
for
a bargain. Yeah, that's it. I suppose at the end of the day, if you don't look, like, you know, you don't try it, you don't get, kind of thing, isn't it? So yeah, fair play. No, absolutely. Yeah, good shout on that one. Which parks did you do then?
So
all of them.
We did all the Disney parks twice.
Yeah.
And then we did Universal Studios parks. So it's kind of, we jumped in between, but we did obviously both the parks.
We did Typhoon Lagoon as well with Disney.
Yeah. Volcano Bay.
Yeah.
And we did Discovery Cove.
Yeah.
I know Dan and the kids went to SeaWorld for one of the days as well.
Yeah.
So got that in because the tickets from Discovery Cove included SeaWorld and Aquatica. So they went in for free. So yeah, we did quite a lot because 8 days Disney, 4 days Universal, 2 water parks, Discovery Cove. Yeah,
it's a busy trip. Yeah,
of time.
Yeah. How did you find like crowd levels? Because that would have been like kind of peak summer holidays, wasn't it, at the time?
So it was the tail end of the summer holidays, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I looked into it. A lot of the kids were obviously coming back to the UK.
Yeah.
And I think all the American kids were back in school.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were there over Labour weekend, which is quite busy. So I think that the Friday to the Monday, and then it kind of dies off. But it wasn't.
I mean, it's always busy. Disney's always going to be busy. But
Exactly that.
Wasn't mega, was it? It was.
No.
It was fine. It was manageable.
I mean, we had access to the DAS passes with the kids, so we benefited from being able to, skip some of the queues there and stuff, which is, I think we rode Flight Passage twice in a day, which is unheard of, and spoiler, Hagrid's twice in a day. So we kind of benefited from that in a way, but I've been before when it's been 3-hour waits for rides, and it wasn't anywhere near that. So
yeah, and if it can be hit and miss, kind of like you just don't know what you're gonna get. And like I know we've all had it. I've gone at times a year thinking it's gonna be busy, and then like crowd levels are 0, and I'm like, what's going on? And then other times you go in a part, like you said, you just end up with 3-hour waits and everything, and it's like, what's happened today for it to be so busy? But yeah, no, I think it's, absolutely love it. I love that you've done so many parks as well, and like really kind of like made the most of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the kids' first time. We just wanted to get everything done because obviously you don't know if you're going to be able to go back again. So it's
it was there was
cram everything in
as much as we could. Zero wanted to do the dolphin swim, and Dan hadn't been since we were kids, so it was 20+ years since he had been, so it was like brand new again to him. And then Nathan was 13, so I think me and Dan went around that age, so it was like really good to kind of see what it was like for him, kind of reenacting ourselves. So it was good.
Yeah, no, I bet that was really cool to kind of see their experiences and like their reactions to seeing different things in the parks and rides and stuff like that. I bet that was pretty cool, I'm sure. Any kind of like new experiences on this trip, like I suppose in the parks or out of the parks that you hadn't done before?
Quite a few for you.
Yeah. So the last time we both went in 2019, but separately. So that's the time we went to Disney, like Florida. I'd never been to Universal before in Orlando. So that was completely new for me. We'd only just done Disney as a family. But yes, like loads of new rides. And
so much opened between 2019 and when we went. So Velocicoaster, Hagrid's opens not long after I'd left. Tron, Guardians of the Galaxy. Tiana's. Minion Blast. Like there was loads. So
there was quite a lot. So it's like, and it's mad to think, isn't it? Like in the space of 5 years, you can go back to essentially the same place, and it feels very different.
So different. Yeah.
Like the landscape of that IOA park and that back kind of corner, like very, very different.
No, it's incredible what they've done. Because I used to love the Julian Dragons, and I remember being on the front row of that, and then obviously seeing now what they've changed it to, you can't fault it at all. But yeah. It's it has changed so much. But yeah, loads, like the rides itself, and then we did Top Golf one evening, which
I'd never done Top Golf before, so that was fun.
Yeah,
we did that with friends as well, so that was good.
If you're not very good at golf, it is the best experience. The worse you are, the better it is.
I think I was better than you, actually.
She made sure she dropped that one in there.
Just kind of whack it like as if he was playing actual golf, but I was actually scoring the points and playing the game properly.
Yeah, love it. I mean, it's the macho thing, isn't it? I've got to try and hit the back fence, and that's all I'm interested in trying to do here.
Nothing at all.
No, I think it's fantastic. I love a bit of Top Golf. To be fair, I know I've talked about it a lot, and I rate it. I think it's a good activity, and I think I've said before, if you can go on like the Tuesday, I think it's a Tuesday. Like it's a good value activity to do. So yeah, great shout. Any specific highlights for both of you from this trip in general then?
Mickey's was really good. Mickey's Not So Scary.
Oh yeah,
the Halloween party.
First doing that. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, and my best friend, it just turned out that she was there with her now fiance's family, so we were able to meet up. So that was really fun.
Oh, fantastic!
Out together.
Yeah, so we met them a few times.
Yes, that was really fun.
I think for me, I was watching like Velocicoaster being built for obviously some time, the churro stand as they called it, and then like watching the POVs and like the behind the scenes of it all. So it was just the build up to just getting on that ride. It was just absolutely fantastic. So yeah, can't wait for that. And then Guardians again, just incredible. Like you see all the POVs and stuff, but they do it no justice until you're
I mean those and Hagrid's as well. I'd say those three, until you've been on them, like you cannot describe what those rides feel like. Yeah.
Tron went faster than I thought, like from the POV.
It was, and it's just that sitting it, that leaning experience.
Leaning forward, it makes it so much more intense than you would expect. But yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, nice, good shout. And just for me to kind of be devil's advocate a bit, then, when is the next trip? Is there a next trip planned yet?
We could probably give you a bit of a heads up.
Go on.
So yeah, we've booked for Disneyland Paris in March next year.
Yeah, love that.
We're going to do a couple of days in Paris itself, and then we've got 3 days in Disneyland Paris. So hopefully a day in each park, and then one to kind of hop between the two and stuff.
Yeah. So amazing.
Yeah, because that's got new stuff since we last went.
Yeah, so Avengers Camp has opened, and when we were in California, Bryony beat me twice on the web slingers game, so I need to get my revenge.
Keep rubbing that in.
So yeah, looking forward to that. And then, I mean, it just so happens Epic Universe opens the day after we get married. So, I mean, it's just what a coincidence.
I mean, yeah, what's the odds, eh?
But yeah, I think we're going to wait to maybe 2026 for that, and hopefully have tickets to go more than, one day and stuff. So
yeah,
we'll wait for that. So yeah, now. Sorry.
I was going to say, it does seem with regards to Epic Universe that in 26, the tickets will seem to include multiple days.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we're looking at. And I know obviously everyone's kind of ummed and ahed and going, I'm only going to get 1 day with like a 14-day ticket. And it doesn't sound like a lot, does it?
No.
It feels like a lot of park to do in 1 day.
And the queues have been massive. Like Hagrid's queues when it first opened were 5, 6, 7 hours, if not longer. So you just know you'll be doing 2 rides, and then that'll be your day done. So I just feel like as much as I want to be there for day 1, I think I'd rather get there a little bit later. And
it's still trying to get enjoyment out of it as well, isn't it? Like ultimately, like we might want to create the content and be there to have the camera there and experience it, but at the same time, you still want to experience it in a fun way. And like actually go on yourself, a bit like what I was saying with like the Florida residents kind of going out there and just doing 1 ride and they're not too bothered. But like for us to go out there and do Epic and stand in a queue for 4-5 hours to go on 1 ride,
long way, just
it might not feel like we're getting a lot out of it is the main thing, isn't it? But yeah, no, exciting stuff. So yeah, Disneyland Paris up first though, and that's Yeah,
And then we got the plan the honeymoon, so that's something else we need to kind of figure out soon.
Yeah.
But
yeah, lots of exciting plans. You gonna vlog DLP?
yes, yeah, we'll be doing. Yeah, I think it'll be a different experience. You know, I think in Florida everyone does it, so it might be a little bit different in Paris. But just got to a point where I don't really care what people kind of see and say and all the rest of it. So
Yeah,
crack on.
yeah,
it's good for memories. That's amazing. I'm doing it for us more than anything else.
Yeah.
of course.
Got pictures of holidays in the past, but I think actually having a video to look back on, and that's
Even
what's
now watching the videos back, I'm like, oh yeah, we did that.
Yeah,
it was only a few months ago.
Yeah, literally, like so much happens, doesn't it? That you kind of like it all just turns into a bit of a blur.
Yeah,
I suppose kind of looking forward to your 2026 Orlando trip then potentially. Are you going to look to try and do an on-site that time? I know you were talking about Adam.
Yeah, maybe. I'd love to do
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom Lodge, even if it's just a few days. I think that would be fantastic. Or even something on site with Universal. We did do Royal Pacific for one day on this trip, so we got the unlimited pass. But obviously Helios will be open, so like staying there again a day or two, that would be incredible. So, but it just comes down to cost. So again, if I can do more than one holiday, save a bit of money, you know, just staying somewhere.
Yep, love it. So on to the next little bit of the podcast then, and this is keep, update or close. And I will be absolutely honest, I've not even been mean. I've just been straight up like horrible. Like, the options I like, honestly, the problem is I flicked through your Instagram and I like kind of saw some pictures and I was like, I'll go for that. And then by the time I put the options down, I was like, well, these feel a bit harsh. And then I was like, nah, they'll be all right with it. And because the options I gave were Guardians, Tron, and Flight of Passage. So
yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I saw that. Oh my god.
Yeah, so I really put it on you. So like, fair play for even going for it and giving an answer on it.
we were both actually in agreement in the end.
Yeah, we do agree. Yeah.
Go on then.
No, you.
So keep Guardians.
Yeah.
Guardians.
I think it's so new. Then they've done everything right with it. I don't think they need to change anything.
No.
It's good how it is.
And then update Flight of Passage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like the screen, if you look at the Bond screen, I know it's not quite the same, but the quality that you can get from that, I feel like if they pop that in, and then some new scenes from the new movie, bring that to life in there. I
think it'd be cool if they had different kind of storylines. So, like every time you go on, you've got a chance of getting like a different
story. a bit Star Tours, kind of like different options. Yeah. Yeah, good.
Yeah, that'd be good. But then that unfortunately means closed Tron.
I know.
Yeah, I mean you got to do one, haven't you? So yeah. So like kind of the three, I feel you. And to be fair, if I'm to put myself on the line as well, that is exactly the same way I go. Yeah. So yeah, I'll back you on it. Yeah, good shout. And I suppose to kind of round off the podcast, I've got like my 5 main questions I ask everyone. And the first one is, what is your favourite ride? Whole of Orlando, any park, favourite ride. Who's going to kick us off?
Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage, straight off the bat.
100%.
Yeah, you love that.
I love it so much.
Yeah, mine was it was kind of went between Velocicoaster and Guardians. But yeah, after going on Velocicoaster for the second time, it's like, it's just too good. Yeah. The first time you're just on it, and I don't think you're just taking it in as well as that you should be doing. The second time you're like, wow, this is incredible. So yeah, it's a close one between that and Guardians, but yeah, Velocicoaster for me.
Yeah, some fantastic shouts. Flight of Passage, you said you do a couple of times, or did you do it more than that in the end?
Yeah. Did it 3 times on the last trip.
Yeah, 3 in total.
Yeah, in total.
Yeah. Nice, love it. Oh, fantastic! And then Velocicoaster, did you manage to do that a few times on this trip as well?
Twice,
just twice.
Two or 3 times. Yeah.
Did you manage to do it at night at all?
No, frustratingly, the park was closing at like 6 p.m. and 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And it was just really early, and it was frustrating because obviously we were staying on site, so it could have been a case of we just go in at 8 p.m. till whenever. Yeah, it closed really early, so yeah, that was a little frustrating, but.
It's too early.
It just means I need to go back and do it again at night.
There you go. It's another excuse. There's many excuses, but there's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And from favourite ride to favourite park, then.
Oh, I don't know. I always change my mind. I always want to say Epcot is my favourite. I think I just like the vibe of it all.
Yeah.
But And then I'm like, oh, but I love Magic Kingdom. That's my favourite part.
You've got to get an answer. Come on.
Well, Epcot.
I think Islands of Adventure for myself. It's just full of thrills. I think that's what I want to go. But
that's why we're different.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm Disney, he's Universal.
Yeah. But it works though. You get the best of both worlds. And to be fair, like Epcot, that is such, like you said, it's the vibes, isn't it? It's such a lovely chilled park. And like, I know I've said this a lot, but I think as we get older, I feel like we appreciate Epcot a lot more.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah,
because again, I've said this a lot, but when I was younger, I didn't get Epcot. I didn't understand it because I was like, there's just nothing here. But it's not meant to be that, is it? It's not meant to be an Islands of Adventure. It's not meant to be like big roller coasters and stuff. It's a lovely part to look at. It's a nice part to be in, and there is loads of stuff in there. It's just like appreciating what it is.
Yeah, there's something about it at night when like you can hear the music and the ambience and fireworks have just been on, and it's just
and it's all lit up.
It's so nice. It's so peaceful and chilled.
The Moana walkthrough was really nice at night as well.
Yes.
Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So as a nighttime Epcot for me, really good.
Yeah, great shout, and we know I'm a big fan of IOA, so I like, for the same reasons as Adam, like completely agree. Like the addition of Hagrid's and Velocicoaster to that park is massive. Like to think, I always think of what the park was like before that, and it's like I kind of look back and again, I don't feel like there was that much, but like there's always been a lot there.
Yeah,
but I think those two literally make that park.
And there's so much more room as well that they can expand on and add more in. Like the possibilities once Epic's open for him to do in there would be incredible. Yeah,
it's exciting times. It really is. To go from kind of favorite part then to hidden gem. This can be an attraction, a ride, but kind of like your most underrated thing.
Oh, I don't know. What's yours?
You know what? I quite liked there's two of them, and it's Astral Orbiter and the trolley ride in Universal. You just get good views of the park.
Yeah,
like just a different perspective of it all. It was just really nice and chilled. But yeah, you could just obviously see, because Tower is great. Obviously, you get a snapshot or Doctor Doom's of a quick look, but a bit more time up in the air kind of idea.
Yeah,
it's just great to get a different view. So, and the queues are pretty short as well. So if you can check them out.
Yeah, good shout.
It's kind of like along the same line, but People Mover. It's kind of classic. You just get to sit down, have a rest. When you go through the dark, you can shut your eyes for a bit.
Yeah, it's what you need sometimes, isn't it? You just go, I just need to sit down for a bit. Yeah, just like relax and like take a breath and then come off it. Right, I'm ready to go again.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, perfect. Good shout. And next one, and this is the potential controversial one then. Most overrated ride.
E.T.
You don't like E.T., do you?
Go for it.
First time, obviously, because I haven't done Universal before, and I just think I was expecting more than it was, and I was like, oh, okay. It's kind of basically like a Peter Pan, isn't it? But Universal.
About 100 times weirder as well.
I understand that, like, it's like a classic and people have like memories attached to it, but yeah, it's not great, is it?
I just wonder if they'll ever get rid of it or if they can. Yeah.
I'm with Bryony. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't do a lot for me. And the thing is, like, I get the nostalgia, and I've been on it from like a young age, the same as you. And I loved it when I was a kid, but like now I go on it, and I'm just like, really? Like, how is this still here? But people love it, and you know what? Fair enough. Like, if people love it,
it didn't even say names at the end, did it?
No, really.
It was like it wasn't in the right order or something. Something had happened. It was all mixed up.
Yeah, you know when it's just a 5-minute wait and it's a walk on, that's
you're probably going to do it. Yeah.
I think for me, Doctor Doom's Fall. No, I'm joking.
No, I'll edit that out immediately.
Peter Pan. I've never done it before. We finally got round to doing it after waiting for a while, and it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, not really. But you've touched on it before. That's the reasons as to why it's such a long kind of wait time and such. But yeah, it definitely wouldn't be a.
I wouldn't wait for it for such a long time.
Yeah.
No,
not enough bang for your buck.
No.
I'd always say on it. Yeah, just too quick, queues too long. Yeah. And the final question is best thing to do outside of the theme parks for you both then?
I think the best thing we did this trip was Discovery Cove. Does that count?
Yeah,
It's
go
not
for it. Yeah,
really
yeah, I'd take it all day long. Yeah,
far.
Yeah, it was
It was
great.
really fun.
Because we were there for quite a long time until something happened, which you'll have to just watch the vlogs to find out.
yeah, that's fine.
But all your food and drinks included. Obviously, you get to swim with dolphins and all the rest of it. So that's great.
Stingrays.
I think for me, like doing the local things. So Old Town is absolutely fantastic. We actually went to a local ice cream place called Abracadabra Ice Cream. It's a friend of mine that owns it, and they make the ice cream with liquid nitrogen in front of you. So you pick what you want and they do it, and stuff like that's great. So yeah, give a shout out to that.
Yeah, nice, some fantastic shouts. I love it. And that kind of wraps us up. That is all my questions, and it was a lot of questions. So I really appreciate you both like coming up with answers and spending the time to do so. It's been a lot of fun to chat with you both. It really has.
I appreciate you having us on, and yeah, it's been a while, but glad to have done it.
So this was the episode with Adam and Bryony. I hope that you've all enjoyed this episode. They were such a pleasure to speak to. They really were. And it was so great to find out about their trip. Obviously, they've just been on a trip in the last couple of months in Orlando. And like I said in the episode, they're smashing it on their YouTube at the moment and on their Instagram as well. So please do go and check them out if you are looking for more Orlando content. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this, and I will speak to you all in the next one.